G'day guys, welcome back. My name is Wildkard. Thank you for watching the Wildkard Rugby Show. Like, comment, and subscribe. And yes, I did go to this game. my folks bought me one ticket to go by myself, right? Just to suffer through the excruciating pain of being a Wallabies fan. But hey, I was really grateful for what they did for me, and it was really good game. My dad told me, he was like, hey, just go. Because every time you go to the Wallabies game, they seem to win. I'm like, yeah, okay, we'll see. And yeah, they won again, okay? I've been to Bledisloe Cup games where the All Blacks was on like a 12-game winning streak and they lost to the Wallabies in a game that was supposed to have no chance of losing, okay? So, you know, this is a little bit of pattern that the Wallabies seem to perform really well when I go to their live games. And sure enough, I really like to say, first and foremost, from the bottom of my heart, I really appreciate the players tonight putting on a massively improved effort from the last two rounds. A lot of little areas that the Wallabies were lacking in their defensive patterns, it just really significantly improved this week. The tackle count was outstanding. The set piece was much better. The scrum was better. They actually got Tupo was there, made a massive difference to improving this scrum. Handling was a big problem, but like it's raining. Both teams have struggled with that a little bit, so I'm not too worried about that. But the big key here for me is two things. Number one, the players really made a massive effort over the week to improve on the little areas that everybody's working on. Clearly saw the effort out there on the field, and that was very evident. So I really appreciate that from every individual on the field, and I was very happy after the game. I actually stayed after the game to go to the celebrations and had a film the whole thing. So I'll put that up in the channel a little bit later. But yeah, I normally don't stay. Normally I just go. But I was so happy I actually stayed around to watch the post-match ceremonies and, you know, to see the friends, to see the players close up. And I'll tell you some story in a minute. But yeah, and number two, and this I think was one of the most important part I saw from the Wallabies, is the IQ, the rugby IQ improved significantly in the kicking game, and most importantly in the decision making when it comes to the opportunity that are given to them. Right? I'll give you an example. In the second half, the referee gave a repeated warning against the Lions, and normally we've seen this so many times from so many teams. They will just go, all right, we'll take the 3, and we're happy with the warning to the opposition. Wallabies actually went for the gut and got the yellow card, got the yellow card, and then there was a penalty, and the Wallabies immediately made and it was the yellow card against the hooker, the reserve hooker. Who was it anyway? And then Wallabies immediately went for a scrum, so Dan Sheehan had to come back on, and they had to take off Tom Curry. And that is just, I don't think I've ever seen the Wallabies do that. I've seen the Springboks do this. I'm not sure if I've seen, like some teams, you know, just get this, you know, as the game naturally played on and the scrum occurs, and then they bring someone on. But I actually don't remember specifically for the Wallabies to actively ask for a scrum with a penalty right in front of the goal line, in front of the goalpost, not taking the 3, but getting the opposition to substitute out one of their faster and better forwards, like, you know, Tom Curry, and bringing on a hooker who's already played 60 minutes at this point, tired hooker who's just been subbed off to come back on. That is just, I was so happy to see that. I was just, that is the difference between, like, just everybody else and a team that actually understands how to play rugby. And I think that is the big difference between the Springboks and pretty much most teams in the world, with the exception to maybe France. Like it's maybe in France and you know, and even the All Blacks sometimes make decisions I think are a little bit questionable, like, you know, Scotty Barrett kicking 3 points with 4 points behind, that sort of thing. So this is a massive improvement. In my opinion, having players understanding the game, how, like, on the field, and understanding the situation will come down to more success than anything else in the game of rugby. And also after this as well, there was about 15 minutes left on the clock. Wallabies had a chance to kick 3 points. There was a water break, okay, after a lining break. Anyway, after the water break, like literally everybody around me, all the Wallaby fans were like talking about, oh, just take 3. You know, 10 minutes left, 15 minutes left, take the 3. And then and I was like, no, don't take. I thought to myself, I didn't tell them. I thought, don't take the 3. And the Wallabies went for the line out, and they actually got the 3rd try they were looking for after that. And that's, again, it's not the try that's important. It's the fact that they controlled the game time. They understood the importance of playing the game time and run that 15 minutes down to 8 so that the Lions don't have 15 minutes to score 2 tries back at you and potentially snatch the game in the last minute. They absolutely deny the most important, not just the points, but the other most important part, that is game time on the field. So I was really happy to see that as well. Now let's talk a bit of some shits and giggles. So obviously there was a lining break. So there was a lining break in the second half. I kid you not, some guy sitting near me got a hand job during that 6 minutes for some random pommy girls, right? Maybe one girl, right? So let me tell you. So obviously during that lining break, right, that they were playing this music and people were dancing, and it started off with this pommy girls and this guy and her friends, and there was one dude start flipping the birds with each other, and then this just started then all that bird flipping just turned into some weird like sexual dancing, and the Aussie guy at one point lifted up his shirt and started rubbing his tummy, and the girls just like start giggling, and then actually I don't know if he got a hand job or not, but I'll tell you the story and you tell me if he's got a hand job or not, okay? So let's not assume anything here. So then like the girl starting to one of the girl literally went like this, okay? And then the Aussie guy who was sitting like on the other section like took his belt off and he started like doing this with his belt. And then after a while they did some more like faces, whatnot. They both came together in the middle and started talking, and then they just left. Like just gone out. And then I was just like, I was like, oh, what's going on here? And by the way, I don't know this guy, and there's no reason for me to like bash his performance. All right, this is not rugby, okay? It was about 2 minutes they come back, and okay, at first I was like, oh, maybe he didn't get a hand job, like I was too quick. And then he came back, he walked with her to the section where she was sitting with her friends, and he just like splayed out in the middle of all her friends, just like, yeah, and got his arm around her, and he's like, yes. I was just like, yep, that looks like a guy who probably just had a quickie. He looked super satisfied, super relaxed, and just went over and sat down with all her friends and started talking. But yeah, literally, I think he got a hand job. You let me know. Lions tour. Hey, anything can happen, right? It was. Congratulations, son. Congratulations, right? Anyway, after the match, normally I just leave, right? But this time I had a ticket that's pretty close to the front, so I stayed. And I watched the ceremonies and stuff.
Hello. Hey, Jan. I recognise
My pleasure. My pleasure.
You good?
Love your work, mate. Good.
Thanks,
Love your work.
Thanks for coming, eh? Appreciate it. Thank you.
Sonny Bill,
Sunnyville. Hey! There you go, guys.
That's the way, boys. Oh, I'm gonna sing today, boys. Cheers, mate.
Sign that? Sign. I never thought I'd sign one of the keys, you know?
Max, are you a Wallabies fan now? Because your kids are born here. No? No?
We've got to do 4 minutes then. 4-minute chat. 4-minute chat. Tell what's done. This is the highlights.
Are you for real?
4-minute chat. General reaction. Sorry?
Really good idea. When there's a whole crowd here and it's like, now what will happen is you're just going to run over there.
And then questions on chat.
Go back and talk about the game, I guess. Tupou was pretty good. Scrummaging got again, I thought you could argue that it was boring in quite a bit, to be fair. If you said that was the case, I would agree with you. But still, got the dominance in one of the scrums and got the penalty. That's all I wanted to see. You know, you get away with it. Good for you. And you made it clear to the referee that it was, Andrew Porter that was coming at an angle at you and not you going at an angle. But I thought Tupou was going at an angle. So really, really well done. Regardless. Oh, I don't know if this was on TV or not. Swali'i did the rugby league wiggle when after he was tackled. There was one part. I don't know if that was on TV, but he got tackled, and then the guy was just like holding him down on the ground, and he did the rugby league, like wiggled his legs and tried to get up. Oh, I was like, I had a bit of a giggle for that. I don't know if that's on TV. Oh yeah, Big Willie, my favorite player of all time. Big Willie Skelton. Everybody knows I love Big Willie. And he was out there just absolutely annihilating people, right? The aggression level this guy brought out there. I thought he was gonna murder somebody, to be honest. And yeah, he didn't get sent off for anything. And I was just grateful because he looked so aggressive out there. Ty Byrne, man of the tournament. I completely agree. Really thought he'd play really well. Yeah, so that's pretty much it I wanted to talk about. Oh, also this was Nick White's retirement tour, so congratulations to Nick, and I think he played really well tonight as well. Great speed around the breakdown, great box kicking, and great leadership, I think most importantly, all around the park. So really well done for the players. And yeah, let's have a look at the stats just to show how impressive this was. Wallabies 303 run meters to the British and Irish Lions 262. There was 18 defenders beaten for the Wallabies, only 10 for the British Lions. Massively improved in terms of attack and defense for the Wallabies, something that I thought the Wallabies defense was lacking last few weeks. I did notice they put Swali at 12 and Lant Ikitau at 13 in defense. Is that because obviously I'm sitting on the sideline? Sometimes it's hard to see what's going on. But is that actually looking at the case on TV that he was defending at the 12 and he was actually more efficient, like way better at 12. Discussing. I think obviously Lant Ikitau is better at defending 13, but just having him at 12 in the tight areas, in the physicality, really brings out a bit of a difference there in this, like massively different there in the defensive line. So turnovers conceded 11 against the Wallabies, 13 against the Lions, 119 tackles made the Wallabies, only 10 missed tackles. That is outstanding. Less than 10% missed tackles. The British and Irish Lions, 185 tackles made, 18 missed tackles. Not too bad themselves. 35 kicks in play for the Wallabies, 29 for the Lions, 1 missed conversion for both team. And then 1,031 kicking meters for the Wallabies. Really managed just smart rugby, wet conditions, slow conditions, grubby conditions, just managed it really well. There were some high balls. I thought Jorgensen was outstanding under the high ball. There were some balls that Finn Russell put up, just like a floater. Like the ball was literally going like this, up in the air. And again and again, Jorgensen was able to catch it clean. And there was one kickoff where they just grabbed the ball at him on the ground, knowing what was where, that he might drop it from the grabber, and he caught it as well. Just really outstanding from Jorgensen, just unbelievable player. Let's move on. We've got 12 lineouts for the Wallabies, 2 lost. 16 lineouts for the Lions, 5 lost. Unbelievable. Just really, really good pressure from the Wallabies to force out those errors. Scrums, even for both teams. I thought the Wallabies were a little bit better, especially when Tupu was on the field. Discipline, 11 penalties considered for the Wallabies, no yellow cards. 11 penalties considered for the Lions as well. After repeated penalties, it was 1 yellow card. Against who was it in the second half? Definitely not Cowan Dickey. What's his name? I think it's the other Irishman. What's his name? Roland Keller. Yeah, the other Irishman, Roland Keller, was sent off, and Dan Sheehan had to come back on. So yeah, you know what's one last thing. The British and Irish Lions actually only scored 1 try in 80 minutes. On the 80th minute. It took them 80 minutes to score 1 try. The first try, in my opinion, there was never any evidence the ball actually touched the ground. Like, that's under the arm. That's still under the arm. Still under the arm and pulled up. So there was, there was no camera angle anywhere that suggested the ball was actually on the ground. So, but it's a Welshman. You know, we'll give him that. We'll give him that. The only Welshman got to represent. But yeah, overall, I thought there was only 1 legitimate try from the Lions. Again, just to show the great defense, the great efforts that the Wallabies put out there tonight against the mighty Lions, right? So let's do a recap on the point scoring. Not too much to talk about. Yeah, so the first half was really just quick. Back and forward, both teams was just lightning speed. It took 7 minutes for the Wallabies to get the first try on the ball. Just good draw and pass. Swali got the ball out wide. Just baited, did a bit of a double pump, baited 2 players in, threw the pass to Dylan Peach. It actually was a bit of a bad pass. It almost went behind Dylan, and Peach pulled the ball back in, dunked the ball into the corner. First try, 5 points to nil for the Wallabies, 7 minutes on the clock. And after that, the game just played out really like clinically. No one was making any mistakes. You took about just before halftime, 33 minutes on the clock for the Wallabies to finally get a penalty in a kickable position, and they decided to take 3 before half points approaching. So 8 points to nil going to halftime. Second half starts. The Wallabies gets Owen Farrell was on the field at this point. Some really good pressure. Again, this was literally the work from Len Nikitau. He pushed out, smacked Farrell, and then Farrell threw like a panic pass, and then he went to the ground, and it was scooped up by Jorgensen. He's the fastest player on the field. Ran down 50 meters. Try. 13 points to nil. Wallabies pulled themselves ahead. After this one, there was a lightning strike, and then they pulled off a break. And then after they came back onto the field, there was another water break, like 10 minutes later. So I wasn't sure what's going on there. And then it took about 60 minutes for the Lions to finally build some pressure with the reserves on the field at this point to get a fresh bit of legs. And then, yeah, you saw that. Jack Morgan went over. Don't think he actually got the try there, but you let me know. And then after that, Wallabies, again, smart rugby, closed out the game. I was really impressed. So there was a repeated penalty warning. Wallabies pushed it again, got the yellow card, and then immediately went for the scrum. So Tom Curry had to come off for Sheehan. And then after that, more pressure. Tate McDermott was around the ruck, picked the ball up, little dummy and go. We saw that many times. Dunked the ball over for the try. Wallabies pulls ahead 22 points to 5 at this point. And after this, the British and Irish Lions, was it 5 or 12? Anyway, after this, the Lions try to score 1 point at the end. There was a lot of pressure right at the end. You can see anyway, yeah, a lot of pressure at the end. 80th minute, they finally, pick and go and drive the ball over for the try. Who was it that scored? I can't even remember. Stewart. But yeah, at that point, let me tell you, like half the stadium were empty. The Lions fans all have fed up, have tried to beat the traffic. But yeah, it was really clinical till the last minute. They tried to do a quick drop goal and try to do a kickoff, but it wasn't enough time. And yeah, Wallabies closed this one really, really clinical fashion, 22 points to 12, and really appreciate the massive efforts out from the players. So yeah, let me know your thoughts about this game. I'll put up the videos, some of the videos. I'm gonna have to edit it a little bit. It's really long. It's like 30 minutes after the game. But yeah, let me know. And let me know your thoughts. And yeah, you can see some of the post-match experience for a fan, I guess, up front. behind the scenes with on the Wallaby side, and yeah, let me know. Thanks for watching. Have a good one, guys. Cheers.
Special be there when the Wallabies take on Argentina's Los Furious this September. Grab your family and friends and make a day of it, or even a weekend.